Today we're going to break down one of the most entertaining courtroom moments I've ever seen. This is Judge Caprio's courtroom in Providence, Rhode Island, and what you're about to witness is a masterclass in both legal procedure and human psychology. And I'm curious, where are you watching this from right now? Are you on your phone during lunch break? Watching on your laptop at home? Or maybe listening while you're driving? Drop a comment below and tell me your city and how you're watching. I love connecting with viewers from all over the world. Notice how this case starts with a defendant who seems determined to plead guilty. But watch how everything changes when proper legal representation enters the picture. This video perfectly demonstrates why you should never represent yourself in court, even for something as simple as a traffic violation. If you're into courtroom drama like this, and trust me, I've got even crazier cases coming up, smash that subscribe button right now because I break down incredible legal moments like this every single week. You do not want to miss what's coming next. Let's dive in and see how this unfolds. This edition creates more personal engagement with viewers, encourages subscription early in the video, and builds anticipation for future content, while maintaining the natural flow of the commentary.
Okay, Gloria, did you go through the light?
I did. They called me from my grandson's daycare that he had asthma, so I was like rushing because he was really tight, and that's why that happened.
Okay, now I'm going to show you this. So you're guilty, right?
I'm guilty.
You're guilty.
I just need an extension.
Let me ask you a question. This is a little bit of guilt, and this is a lot. And what are you?
I'm a lot.
You're a lot guilty.
Yes.
Stop right there.
Okay,
Did you
Gloria,
catch what
did you
just
go through the
happened?
light?
Gloria
did.
just made one
They
of the
called me from
biggest
my
mistakes you can make in
grandson's
any
daycare
courtroom.
that he had asthma,
She
so
immediately
I was,
admitted
like,
guilt
rushing
without
'cause he was
understanding her
really tight,
rights or the
and
law.
that's why that
Look at Judge
Okay, now
Caprio's
I'm gonna
reaction
show you
here.
this. So you're guilty.
He's
right?
actually
I'm
trying to
guilty.
help her
You're
by
guilty.
asking,
I just need
are you a
an
little bit
extension.
guilty or a
Let me ask
lot
you a
guilty?
question.
This is
a
unusual.
little bit of
Most
guilt,
judges would
and
simply
this is a
accept
lot.
the guilty
And what are
plea and
you?
move
I'm a
on.
lot.
You're a lot
But
guilty.
Caprio knows something
Wanna
that
have you look at
Gloria
this
doesn't
again.
know yet.
All right.
This is a perfect example of why
Light
the
is
Fifth
red.
Amendment exists. You have the right to remain silent,
Okay, you're guilty.
and you
I'm
should
guilty.
use it. Even
I
in
don't
traffic
read off,
court,
so I need
even
a
when you
little bit
think you're
time so I can
obviously
pay
guilty,
these tickets.
there might be legal
have 3
defenses you're
tickets.
not aware of.
I'm going to
Notice how she keeps insisting she's guilty.
Okay.
She's convinced herself that because she went through a
you-
red light,
you
she must
insisted
be
you're
breaking the
guilty.
law.
I am.
I'm like, why are you guilty?
But as we'll
'Cause I
see,
am. I
you
did
were
it.
the law is
I'm not
often
gonna
more
lie.
nuanced than it appears.
Is there anybody here who wants to serve as her lawyer?
Now this is interesting.
You want to serve
Judge
as her lawyer?
Caprio just appointed a
Get
random
up here. I
spectator
don't know
as
who this
Gloria's
guy is.
lawyer.
I don't either, but
This
he's my
gentleman,
lawyer.
who apparently plays for the Boston Celtics, according to the judge's
He plays
joke,
for the Boston Celtics.
just
Get over
attempted
here.
what we call a
What's your name?
creative defense.
Clyde Hilliard, Your Honor.
His argument
my
was
lawyer
that
by
Gloria
You're
couldn't
gonna
see the
defend her,
traffic
right?
light,
Yes.
so she made a right turn.
Okay,
It's not a
counsel, what do you want
terrible
to tell me about
strategy,
this
actually.
case?
Visibility
She's
can
not
be a
guilty.
legitimate
She's not
defense in
guilty,
traffic
no.
cases.
See,
If a sign or signal
the
is
indication
obstructed,
of where the,
you might
uh,
have
the
grounds
arrow
for
is
dismissal.
on the side, she could
But
not see
watch the
light,
judge's
so she
response.
decided
He
to
says,
go right.
She can't
"That
see
was a
the
good
light?
try,
No.
very imaginative. I give you a passing grade, but you
are
lost
saying
the
that she's
case."
not guilty. The light
This
was
tells
red,
us that
and
while
she
the
went
argument
through it.
had some
Yes.
merit,
So she would be
it wasn't
guilty, except
supported
that
by
she
the
can't see
facts.
the light.
Yes.
The video evidence clearly shows Gloria could see the light. This is why legal training
I'm not gonna
matters.
fire him.
A good lawyer
was a
needs
good
to
try.
match their strategy to the actual
was a
evidence,
very good try.
not just
Very
come up with
imaginative,
creative
right?
theories.
Okay.
Thank you.
I give you a passing grade.
Now we have another approach,
Anybody
the
else wanna
emotional
defend her?
defense. This woman is
Get up here.
appealing to the judge's sympathy by emphasizing the emergency situation. Gloria's grandson having an asthma
I think
attack.
she's gonna help you. I
This
can
is
tell she's
actually a
gonna help
legitimate
you.
legal
All right, what is
strategy
your
called
name?
I'm Katina
necessity
Hilliard.
defense,
Katina.
or emergency
Tina, you're
doctrine.
a lawyer now.
The idea
so
is
Gloria got
that
a
when
call
faced
from
with a
school,
genuine emergency,
and, just because
a
of
reasonable
the,
person might need to
asthma,
break
she wasn't
traffic
thinking,
laws to
or
prevent
she was
greater
thinking, I
harm.
need to get there,
But
you know,
notice how
to the
Judge
ambulance
Caprio
came.
handles
So she
this.
went through the light.
He's
She
sympathetic
wasn't
to the
supposed to.
situation.
She wasn't, but she
You
said
can
to
see he
herself,
understands
Sit
the
down.
human element.
No.
But he also knows that emergency situations
All right,
don't
I'm gonna
automatically
I'm gonna
void
appoint a
all
real
traffic
lawyer,
laws.
a
If
real
that were the
lawyer
case,
to help you,
anyone could
okay?
claim an emergency after the
asthma, she
fact.
wasn't thinking, or
The
she was
key
trying to
legal
get there,
question
you
would
know,
be,
before the ambulance came.
was the
So she went through the
emergency
light.
so
She wasn't
immediate
supposed
that
to.
Gloria
But she
had no
said to
choice
herself,
but to
"Sit
run the
down."
red light?
No.
Could she have stopped safely and
All right, I'm
still
gonna
reached her
appoint a real
grandson in
lawyer,
time?
A real lawyer to help
These
you.
are the kinds of nuanced questions that require
asthma, she
proper
wasn't
legal
thinking,
analysis.
or she was thinking, I need to get there, you know, before the ambulance came.
All right. So she went through the light.
She did.
She wasn't supposed to.
She wasn't, but she said to herself,
Sit down.
I'm
Sit
gonna
down.
take.
No.
Sit down. Sit down. All right, I'm going to appoint a real lawyer to help you out, okay?
Okay.
Asthma, she wasn't thinking, or she was thinking I need to get there, before the ambulance came.
All right, so she went through the
Now,
lights.
this is
She
where
wasn't
it gets
supposed to,
really
but she said
interesting.
to herself,
Judge Caprio is bringing in his own son, David, who is a
All right, I'm
real
gonna appoint
attorney.
a real
Some
lawyer,
people might
a real
question the
lawyer
ethics
to
of
help you
this.
out, okay?
Is it appropriate for a judge to have his
do. Get
family
up here.
member represent a defendant in his courtroom? But watch what happens
Get up
next.
here.
This is going to be a masterclass in legal advocacy.
I got laid off.
Notice how
so I
David
need a little
immediately
bit time
challenges
so I
his
can
father
pay
on
these
procedural
tickets.
grounds.
I have
He
3
argues that
tickets.
Gloria's admissions should be
gonna
excluded
appoint
because
a
she wasn't
lawyer
read
for
her
you,
rights
okay?
against self-incrimination. This is brilliant lawyering.
'Cause you-
In criminal
you-
and traffic
you
court, you
insist
have
that you're guilty.
constitutional protections
Like, why
against
are you-
self-incrimination.
'Cause I am. I did
While
it.
Miranda
I'm not
rights
gonna
typically
lie.
apply to custodial interrogation, there's a broader principle that you can't be forced to testify against yourself. But the real genius is about to come. David isn't just making procedural arguments. He's about to completely reframe the entire
All right,
case.
now, first of all, I have to make full disclosure.
Okay.
All right, this is my son, and he's an attorney. His name is David Caprio, okay? All right,
Here it
counsel,
is. This is
Yes,
the
Your Honor.
moment that changes
your client
everything.
made a right-hand
David
turn
just
on
cited
red.
Rhode Island law
She
that
did.
permits right turns on
And
red lights
she has
unless specifically
been going
prohibited
over
by signage.
explaining to
This
me
is
how
why
guilty
legal
she
knowledge
is.
matters.
All right?
Gloria was convinced
You
she was
failed to
guilty
read her
because she
rights
went through a red
against
light.
self-incrimination, so
But
I
she
would ask
didn't
that
know that
those,
in Rhode Island,
admissions
right
be
turns on
excluded
red
from
are
the record.
generally permitted unless there's a sign saying otherwise. Look at the video evidence again with this new information.
Anything else that you want?
Gloria made a right turn at a red light at an
There is.
intersection with no prohibiting
In Rhode
signage.
Island, it is permissible
Under Rhode
to make
Island
a
law,
right-hand turn
this is
on
completely
a red
legal.
light.
Okay. Now we're
This
gonna
demonstrates a
look at this
crucial
again.
principle.
Okay.
What seems
You talk to your
obviously
client.
illegal to a
run
layperson
this again.
might actually be perfectly legal under the specific statutes and
vehicle?
regulations that apply.
Your client made
This
a
is
right-hand turn. The
exactly
light
why
was
you
red.
need proper legal
Indeed, she did, Your Honor.
representation,
In full
even
compliance
for
with
seemingly
Rhode
simple
Island law,
cases.
There is no sign or any other indication which requires my client to take any further action prior to making the right-hand turn. At some intersections, as I'm sure you are aware, there are signs that say right-hand turn after stop. There is no such sign at this intersection at the time that my client made that right-hand turn.
Did you hear what your lawyer said?
Yes.
He said you are permitted under Rhode Island law to make a right-hand turn unless there's a sign.
There
And
was
there's no sign there.
So now
Are
what?
you guilty or not guilty?
I'm not guilty.
She's not guilty.
That's your son, huh?
Counsel, good job.
Thank you, Your
Oh,
Honor.
you can take a seat.
That's what he meant. That's what he meant.
That's what he meant to say?
Thank you.
Good job.
It was a pleasure meeting you in person.
Okay, good luck to you.
God bless you. Thank you.
First of all, I have to make full disclosure.
Okay.
All right, this is my son, and he's an attorney. His name is David Caprio, okay? All right, counsel,
Yes, Your Honor.
your client made a right-hand turn on red,
Indeed, she did.
and she has been going over, explaining to me how guilty she is,
Yeah.
all right?
First,
And-
you failed to read her rights against self-incrimination, so
Okay.
I would ask that those admissions be excluded from the record.
Is there anything else you want, is there anything else that you want to explain to me?
There is. Your Honor, in Rhode Island, it is permissible to make a right-hand turn on a red light.
Okay, now we're gonna look at this again.
Okay.
All right, and you talk to your client. So run this again. Here's the vehicle. Your client made a right-hand turn. The light was red.
Indeed, she did, Your Honor. In full compliance with Rhode Island law, there is no sign or any other indication which requires my client to take any further action prior to making the right-hand turn. At some intersections, as I'm sure you are aware, there are signs that say right-hand turn after stop. There is no such sign at this intersection at the time that my client made that right-hand turn.
Did you hear what your lawyer said?
Yes.
He said you are permitted under Rhode Island law to make a right-hand turn unless there's a sign.
There
And
was
there's no sign there.
So now
Are
what?
you guilty or not guilty?
I'm not guilty.
She's not guilty.
That's a lawyer. That's your son, huh?
Counsel, good job.
This
you,
is
Your
it.
Honor.
You can take a
the
seat.
moment we've been building up to.
That's what he meant.
Watch this transformation.
That's what he meant.
That's what he
30
meant to
seconds
say.
ago, Gloria was absolutely convinced she was guilty. Now, armed
job.
with
It was
a
proper
pleasure
legal
meeting you in
information,
person.
she's
good luck
changing
to
her
you.
God bless
plea
you. Thank
to not guilty. If this blew your mind like it blew mine, smash that subscribe button right now. We break down incredible legal cases like this every single week, and you don't want to miss them. This isn't just about this one case. This is a perfect metaphor for how our legal system is supposed to work. Everyone deserves competent representation, not because guilty people should get off on technicalities, but because the law is complex, and citizens shouldn't be expected to navigate it alone. Judge Caprio's handling of this case is exemplary. He could have simply accepted Gloria's initial guilty plea and moved on. Instead, he ensured she had proper representation and a fair hearing. And notice the final outcome. Gloria isn't getting off on a technicality. She's being found not guilty because she actually didn't break the law. There's a huge difference between those two things. Before you go, tell me in the comments, have you ever gotten a ticket that you probably should have fought? And if you learned something new today, share this video
Gloria.
with someone who needs to see it.
Gloria,
Also,
charged with,
check out this
like
next
violence,
video
so
where we
it's
break down
business
another
and
insane
Manhattan.
courtroom
We're gonna
moment.
take a look at it.
You won't believe what happens when this defendant tries to represent himself in a DUI case.